Today I'm going to show you how I built this Plinko board and how you can make it in under 1 hour with the free files. As far as the bits you'll need for this project, you'll need a 1/4 inch downcut bit and a 60-degree V-groove bit. I used andybirdbuilds bits. You can get both of them over at andybirdbuilds.com. All right, as far as CNC setup. Now, I have a 4x4 machine, but you do not need that big of a machine to make this board. My Plinko board is 48 inches tall by 36 inches wide. I designed this so you can scale it all down, and I'll show you how to do that here in a second. So I used a full sheet of plywood, but necessarily you could probably do it in a half sheet of plywood. So this is completely scalable based on your CNC setup. All right, so we ran into a little bit of an issue here. I got an alarm on Mach 4 saying I lost air pressure to my laser engraver. Now you might be wondering why I need air pressure to my laser engraver, and that is because it is air actuated. So air pressure is holding it down, and then obviously it also has air assist. So now the problem that I have is that I have started my laser file. I don't want to restart it and go from the beginning and then this C be way too dark. So let me show you how I'm going to fix it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right click and click ungroup. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select everything but the C in the logo here. So now it'll engrave everything with the exact same settings, but not the C. Now we're going to have a little bit of overlap on the H. There's not much we can do about that. We'll see if we can fix it up with some sanding. Okay, so you see the customization on here. My church reached out to me and asked if I could make a Plinko board. And so that's where this project originated from, and this is their logo. But you'll notice in the files on Vectric, this logo won't be there. I'll just put a box to where you can customize it however you want. So it's kind of a really cool business idea where you could customize it for a local business, a local church, and put their logo on it. So that's a neat capability, but again, doesn't have to happen. So really quick, let's jump into the file and let me show you some key aspects of it. All right, so here is the base file. There's not a lot to see, it's really simple. But we laid out the holes here with the copy array tool. Down here, array copy, and we set our object size and then the offset. And so we kind of staggered those. Now we're going for 1/4 inch holes, and I've messed around this with a little bit. Now obviously you can adjust these hole diameter. If you wanted the holes to be a little bit bigger, say for 3/8 inch, what you do is you highlight them all, come up here and go scale items individually, and then put in the size. It scales all the holes individually. So now they're 1/4 inch holes and not scale the whole selection. So there you go. You can see the holes, numbers, and then we've got the slots here where our other parts will slide into that. So that's it on this part of the file. So these are two separate files. This is 12 by 36 inches, but again, could be scaled according to your project, which I'm going to show you that here in a second. But these are the parts that are cut out and glued into place. So basically this file is 1, the game board, and then 2, the parts, and you just glue the parts onto the board. So if you don't have a 4x8 or 4x4 CNC, or you don't want to tile, because this could be tiled as well, if you want to make it fit your CNC bed, you can go up here to Set Job Dimensions and Origin, and click on Scale. So we're going to change the dimensions up here, but we got to click on Scale Design with Job Size. So if you wanted to go, let's take 24 inches off, or 12 inches off everything. So by 36, and then click OK. So rather than resizing all of our different aspects down to a specific size and trying to get them individually to fit, by clicking design scaling, it scales the entire design down to fit the material size that you have. So that's pretty cool. One thing, you'll have to do this same thing on the second file. So what you'll need to do is just shrink it down by the same amount so everything fits. All right, so I used my laser to do some customization as far as engraving the logo on the Plinko board. But a couple ideas that came to mind is you could use a V-carve and you could backfill. Either you could paint those, maybe do some masking and then paint, masking, V-carve, and then paint. Or you could do some epoxy infill if you wanted, do a V-carve and then fill with a epoxy coloring. Or a lot of times Plinko is very colorful, so you could just have your 5-year-old go crazy with it and paint the Plinko board. So there's a lot of, my whole point is you don't need to switch to a laser in order to customize it. This is just what I chose to do and represents the brand well. This was a really fun project, and my cameraman Andrew, who is becoming a staple in these videos, he's behind the scenes anyways, he said this would be a great first CNC project for the beginner, and I couldn't agree more. He has been seeing me make projects for a long time, so that's why I mention it. It means a lot that someone that isn't in CNC thinks it's a great first project. So head to the link in the description below and get the free vectric files, and head to andybirdbuilds.com and pick up the bits that you need if you need them. And then everything else that you need will be linked in the description below for you to make this project. And then once you're done making it, come back next week because I'm going to be doing a follow-up video on how I would sell these. Do a price breakdown, do a time breakdown, and some marketing strategies in order to make and sell them. So that video will be next week. Make sure you're subscribed so you get notified when that video comes out. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.